careful how you hit the space bar or whatnot. You can get a double mute.
All right, so I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. Guess we can go ahead and review the previous meeting's minutes. I had that pulled up, I think.
So just to go over the actions and stuff, things, I am talking to them to chase with them on the questionnaires that they would like for us to provide and put into a
Survey.
into one of our own surveys, so that maybe we can get a clearer, like an advertisement type thing that people don't like to always answer. Maybe through us, they'll get a clearer picture for their future here. I mean, obviously, they're here to stay, but to hear what the residents of Celebration themselves would like to say up front. As soon as I can get those, we'll give it out to the comms people and get them to do that survey for us. So I'll push that further. They are discussing about with their marketing people on advertisements and things like that. So I'll see if we can get an advertisement clip that we can put in our Monday Matters or Friday Flash type thing. Maybe if we can get them to do something, maybe in the magazine, the Celebration magazine, to join there, see what we can do with that. Help them advertise their information better. And that's pretty much it in the sense of actions on that from that last meeting. Waiting on the sheriff's department to discuss with Kanoa, with the businesses side of the cameras, on how and who and where they would like to talk to. So we'll be their go-between between the Kanoa board and the businesses to talk to them about how and where the best camera setups would be. And if businesses have cameras, would they like to join the program? So we'll be that median interface. And that's pretty much it on that part. Let me go back to the agenda.
All right, so looking through the attendees, I think the only person here that's besides the rest of us that are owners is Sean. So I guess just opportunity for anyone who's an owner to make any comments. Going once, going twice. All right, sold. All right, can I get a motion to adopt this month's agenda?
I would like to make a motion to swap the orders of the agendas and make item B, the FUSIS program, item A, so that we can have Sean address the topic or at least respond to whatever or chime in as necessary while we have him.
I'll go ahead and second that. All right, Drew too. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. So we'll go ahead and officially swap FUSIS program as item A for the discussion. So I guess let's go ahead and start the discussion on that. I know we wanted to talk about some experiences that Sean had, and then there was some insights, Dominic, that I think that you said that you were working with, so with the sheriff's office. So Sean, if you want to go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I appreciate everybody's time. Thank you for allowing me to go early. I apologize. I have another meeting in 11 minutes. The Fusus is basically the connective tissue. It's the software interface for all of these real-time crime centers that are going on throughout the U.S. Uh, we work with other communities, and Fusus and the parent company Axon directly. And so one of the things that is really beneficial to being linked in with the Osceola Sheriff's Office is their ability to offer the Fusus hardware at no cost. And so for us, what this allows us to do is to leverage any of the cameras throughout the community, regardless of what they are, to interface into the Fusus system that allows them to be viewable to the real-time crime center. Detective Stephen Hayes with the sheriff's office, he's offered to donate all of the cores. And when I say cores, what that is in the Fusus lingo is essentially think of them like network video recorders or small boxes, small network devices that would then allow the sheriff's office to interact with those cameras. And depending on the type of core that they deploy, they'll have analytics, they'll have all that on there. And so for the community, it really is a net positive, with no, upfront hardware costs associated with it. And so I would really encourage, us as a committee, to, evaluate, and push the community to really think about, hey, what will it take to deploy this? And to garner some support to that end. So that's why I wanted to raise it. It's a good opportunity for us to leverage gratis hardware provided by the sheriff's department, and Detective Stephen Hayes is a good ally for us to that end.
So Sean, how does this work? Are they basically, are there some sort of recording server located at each of our locations, or did they have the recording server, and then we stream it to there?
They provide the individual cores, and so depending on how many cameras and where they are, and our network architecture, that determines how many of those devices will be placed on the network. And what that allows them to do is to have a secure gateway to access the video. And so that is essentially how they'll be able to view it in the real-time crime center at the sheriff's office.
So I'm still a little fuzzy. Let's take Lakeside, because Lakeside is a location where we had things happen, and we've had the sheriff reviewing video. And if we were to want to have this at Lakeside Park, what would have to happen in order to make it happen?
Wherever the cameras today record to, and so I'd imagine there might be like a milestone server, or something of that nature, plugged in and racked up in that location. Ideally, the core would be located right alongside of it, because the core can integrate directly into the cameras, or there is a milestone integration as an option as well. And so it would come down to taking those examples, partnering with the sheriff and saying, hey, what would it take to do this? How many of these cameras would be pertinent for this? And then, really evaluating on a case by case basis, where it makes the most sense.
Okay. And would we have total control over what cameras they would have access to?
Correct.
Okay, so we could choose within a location that had multiple cameras to have only specific cameras accessible to the sheriff.
Right,
Yes.
we would give them access to live streams, and they will not have access to any of the recordings. The recordings are on us. And then whenever they need recording, they will still request it through subpoena or saying, hey, this event happened, we saw it, we actioned it, but we would like a recording. They will tell us the time, the date, the camera, and then we would pull it off for them, and then return, and obviously submit it through the Fusus website. There's a link that they would provide us, and we would upload the video when they need it.
Well, they're gonna monitor a live stream?
Well, well, I guess you can. They will
They-
be monitoring it in a sense.
Yeah. So it depends on the type of core that they install. So if it's a core with analytics, if they set up, the ability, and that's where, I think recording is important to understand too, because depending on the type of Fusus, core that you use, there is edge recording that can occur. And so, if there's an alert, let's say that they're looking for, there's a bolo out for a particular suspect, and they're looking for somebody who's wearing, a blue t-shirt, blue jeans. They would have the ability, to configure those queries, via the Fusus system. And so, I would encourage us, if this is something that we're even interested in learning more about, maybe we invite Detective Hayes to talk about what the options are, and to talk and just to educate us more on, hey, what this would mean for the community.
Well, I mean, just as a resident and a member of the technology committee for now, I would say that I would think that we would definitely want to have a discussion, and we would want to have somebody like Sean, who's a subject matter expert, at a discussion like that with the sheriff. And Bill would probably want to come, where we could understand in minute detail, if we wanted to, at any level of technical understanding, exactly how this is going to work and what they do with it and all that. Now, we had 2 previous meetings with the sheriff, so it's not like this is new to us, but I don't really think we should delegate this responsibility just to Grand Mandersons, have them decide for us. I really think this is something that we should weigh in on and advise the board as to whether or not we think this is a good thing to do or not, which means we need to have technical expertise involved. Does anybody disagree with that?
No, I don't. I don't disagree. I think that's a perfectly good suggestion, Tom. So,
What would be our next steps to moving forward and having and organizing that meeting with the sheriff's office or with someone from this program so that we can do that?
That'll be me. I'm in conversations with the sheriff now, so I will talk to him. I have a meeting with them with Kanoa representatives, I believe. Hopefully next week, if he doesn't get too busy doing other investigations, because we've had meetings that were canceled because he's busy taking care of things. If he's available, I'll find out, and I'll advise him that you guys are interested in having a meeting with him. So not sure of his time and your time at the same time, because I don't know if he's available to show up at a 5:30 meeting. I'm not sure if he's on shift or in between shifts, or this is going to be a rolling type of meeting. So as soon as I have availability, maybe we should just try to meet with him and his time if we're all available.
yeah, I think we make ourselves available for a meeting at a band to support his availability. So I wouldn't have a problem with that myself. So
Yep.
Okay.
Question, I'm assuming these cores are about the size of for lack of a better comparison, like a standard piece of like Ubiquiti hardware, like just a network rack.
Yeah, I mean, some of them look like a 1U switch, say like the size of a switch.
Okay.
Some of them are even smaller, because they're just, one camera, two camera, host core where they, it's a small business, has one or two cameras. So yeah, we would have,
Do we have
depending
the
on how much we're
capacity
willing to
to
share,
support that in some of our facilities?
we
we have
will
the
have
space?
that in the new, if we decide to talk about how far we get this going, and how long before the board convenes on approving it. By then, we should be in the new town hall, and we're hoping to have this dark fiber, sorry, didn't mean to say it that way, the dark fiber out there, and being provided to us from Smart City. Then we only have one place to put the core in the centralized network at Town Hall. So it would probably be either one or two cores, depending on can't remember how many cameras each core can handle. It's been a while since I've looked at the specs, but like Sean said, they are offering it to Croa. I'm not sure if they're offering it as well to Kanoa, but that's a different committee or board entirely. So I will figure out how they're doing that. But for us, said they were willing. So I will try to get that meeting as soon as we can.
We are also, just for awareness purposes, Celebration Community Church will also likely be implementing on this.
Okay, that's out of my.
Yeah, just for awareness.
That's good. I mean, I would guess that would be considered a Kanoa. Depends on who owns that land for the church, whoever the owner is. Someone from Kanoa, I'm assuming.
Should probably see if the Celebration storage rental place is interested in something like that as well. That was kind of a joke.
I got it.
Sorry, I haven't
That'd be a
seen
good
that yet, so I
investment.
don't know.
All
Tom
right.
must have seen the place, so yes,
Okay,
he got it.
All right.
Oh, well, this is great, guys. And Don, thanks for helping tee that up. I think that's great. And I think we're all in support of moving forward to the next steps. Is this any kind of an action item that we all need to just approve, or do we just nod our heads and say, let's go?
I think we all kind of agreed to make ourselves available to have a discussion
Q&A.
with the sheriff, offline. So
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know if it was something we needed to vote on or not. So, but okay, well then that's
No,
great.
this is all a discussion. We're not bringing it up to the board just yet. Just as an advisement, this was brought up to the board, I think 2 years ago, and the board voted against it. Just so you have it fresh in your minds as well. So I guess we'll need to make sure we cross our T's and dot our I's to make sure it doesn't get denied, and it gets through. Because I'm not against it. I'm not pro it. It's a good product. It's if you guys, you are the residents, if you feel that it's going to be useful, sure. For the Kanoa people, definitely. The businesses, it's a definite, benefit for them. For us, we currently don't have that many cameras in the appropriate direction for them to use.
Did we recently have some kind of event at Lakeside?
No.
No.
No, but we, in the past have, in fact, John, can remember when we did, so we've been, this may have even predated Dom, where the sheriff wanted to look at the footage. I don't remember exactly the time frame, from the cameras. I mean, they want to look at the footage from the cameras, but
Yeah,
at
no,
some
I had
point
an
it does.
event. I don't think it was Lakeside. I think it was, I think it was somewhere. Oh, it was the dog park. And the sheriff requested it and I uploaded it to the Fusus website. And that was it, because the Fusus website gets a case number. You add the case number and you get to upload the link to that case number. And then the sheriff or the officer who requests it gets the update saying, here's your video. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple when they need the videos. That's And the great thing, it's a very open architecture product. It works with everything practically.
I'm not supporting or opposed. I'm with Breck that we just want to know about it and to know what it is and see what it is. But your comment that this went before the board, I've been on this committee since it was resurrected, and I don't recall this ever being a topic that went to the board where they voted on it. And if it did go to the board and it was voted on, I would consider that to be a defect in the process, that something like this important would get past the technology committee of celebration and get in front of a board that relies on us to give them technical advice. That would be a big red flag, in my opinion. So I guess I'm surprised that the board ever saw this, in my term since the committee was resurrected.
I don't know if it was brought up as a technology or as a security thing, or operational. It's before me, that much I can tell you.
Okay.
So when it was brought up to the board, it was definitely before me.
Okay. All right.
All right,
Um,
Sean, is there any other additional information prior to us having a meeting with Detective Hayes that you'd like to add?
No, I appreciate everybody. Security is front and center in everybody's minds these days. Just turn on the news. And so, for the tech, committee to be able to come together and provide a solution that doesn't cost anything, leverages, the sheriff's department's, investments that they've made, I think that's a win-win all the way around. So thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you, Sean, for attending.
yeah, thank you for your
times.
time.
Thanks all.
All right, we'll go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda, which is the 2025 achievements. So
Yep.
Dominic, I guess we have some paperwork or whatever that we need to
Yeah,
get
there's
together.
if there's any achievements that we've done, obviously I've been here now for the full year, so there's nothing I would miss. Well, I would definitely miss some things because sometimes I don't write them all down. But the most notable achievements were the domain, for the operational side, the domain network cutover changes, the email, the business email, make sure we're using corporate emails to handle celebration business only, is another achievement. The IDs for the digital IDs and the new design for the IDs. So those were all done, and then the encrypted IDs, which will go live eventually once Town Hall is up and running. Then the encrypted physical IDs will start to work.
What about the sign out front?
That one is, we've gotten, was it TMC or TCM? The Disney Design Board. We're not obligated to work through them anymore. So I am now filling out all the information I can that Tom has provided with the different vendors to go up for an ARC application. So I
Okay,
just need
so we don't know, we no longer have to ask Disney for approval to design a new sign, whatever the housing is for it anymore.
yeah,
It's just our
the
own
housing,
committee.
yeah. The insides, no. The outsides, maybe, but the
Okay.
insides definitely no, and not anymore. So that we can get through, and I'm certain that the ARC committee will definitely want to make sure we stay within our guidelines. Since this might be a new guideline for them to figure out, because I don't think they've ever done digital signage. So we'll see how that goes through. I have to word it very, very well, and I have to make sure we cover all the technical aspects and non-technical aspects for that, and the digital signages for the amenities. For a lot of the amenities, it's going to be a no-brainer because they're in alcoves, and it will not affect any of the residents because the lighting from the TV will stay within that breezeway. I guess you guys call that is the breezeway. And the breezeway has a small alcove on a lot of them. So the lighting will stay within that housing. So no one will be affected by the TV being on. And obviously we'll have a on-off function where they turn off after the pools are closed. There's no point in having a sign open if the pool's closed. To save some power.
Just backing up a little bit in the broader topic of the accomplishments for 2025.
Mhm.
You've asked for feedback for more than a month, maybe 2 months now, a list of accomplishments. And I've been patiently sitting here looking daily at my email for somebody to respond, and nobody, for the technology committee, and nobody has. So having worried that the timer would expire, I actually wrote up a list of accomplishments and then some non-flattering non-accomplishments. And I'm circulating it for input. So Breck, I'll send it to you tomorrow, but I just did it today because I knew the meeting was today, and I knew this was going to come up as an agenda item.
Yeah, and I need to fill this out by the 13th.
Of this month?
Yes.
Okay, well, I would be pretty confident in saying you wouldn't want to submit it what I gave, because as I said, it's not particularly flattering, because it also addresses what we didn't do. Proposals that we submitted that we have absolutely no idea what the status is of those proposals. And that's something that if we're on the committee next year, I think we need to have to fix what we don't know what happens to proposals or to topics. They get lost. And Brett just raised one right here, right now. So where are we with the sign? Where are we with the indoor versions? Now you just addressed both of those. It's the first time we've heard about it in a while. Where are we with the point-to-point link to the dog park? What about the two different proposals that Sean submitted on the camera location of the dog park? We have absolutely no idea what's happening with things that we propose. My position is that in order for us to be an effective committee, that has to get fixed. That method of operation. We have to know what happens when we have a proposal. It's okay to say we're not accepting it, but it's not okay to say nothing. So, and my list of accomplishments includes all of those items. So I'm happy to, have Breck throw the thing away or do whatever you want, but it's kind of the way my view of the committee as we stand now. We did some things, as you said, the digital IDs, which we can be particularly proud of, that we got that across the finish line. And Dom did some good work in getting the images on the digital IDs, which was a defect, that he fixed. So it's not like we've done nothing and that Dom has done nothing. He's done a lot of stuff. But as far as moving technology forward, not do the day-to-day tactical things that IT needs to get done in order to have Celebration operate, which we fully acknowledge is really important and a principal part of his job. But our mission is forward-looking technology items. It's not tactical day-to-day items. And we're not very effective, in my view, in that mission. So because we think we do things that we don't see any closure on. So anyway, that's my list of, those are my comments on the topic. I'm happy to send it out. I'm an above board person, so there's nothing behind the scenes that, we're doing that we're trying to hide from Dom or anything like that. He's more than happy to see, but in essence, it's a criticism. It contains a criticism of what of the technology committee, of things that we just didn't do and have no idea where they are.
So,
And
Tom,
sorry.
I mean, I
So-
looked at your list, and I saw I was traveling today, and I like the list a lot. And I agree with you, everything you're saying. And if you ask me what's the difference between now and say 3 years ago, we were in person in meetings and workshops, and I thought we got a lot more done in person. And it just seems like now, with virtual board meetings and a lot of stuff going on, it just seems there's so much fragmentation in communication today than it was 3 years ago. I just think some of it has to do with that. But I agree with that list. I mean, I went through the list both sides of it. It just seems like everything's open-ended these days.
Yeah, I just quickly sent it out to John. John is is the second longest term member of this committee. To get his input. Breck, you're like now the third, but
Have you sent it recently? Because I'm looking through my
No.
email. I
Yeah.
haven't seen.
And Breck and Bill, don't take this personal, because I believe me, it's not. All
no,
I know is, like, when I was in the role 3 years ago, I met constantly with Jim Hayes. I met with Celia. I met with Andrew when he got it, right? So when I was in that role, and I think when Tom was in that role, like I said before, we were in the building in A51, a lot of communication. You heard me say at Arson, I spent way more time outside our monthly meetings communicating, even with CCDD and Greg and everybody and Tom Tuzin. There was just so much there. And I just think today it just feels so fragmented. Like Bill and Breck, I don't know if you guys are meeting and talking about stuff.
Bill and
with
I
delays,
occasionally
yeah.
have phone conversations, but I will admit that probably it could be a lot more rigorous or regular.
Yeah.
So.
And we all got busy lives,
Yeah.
I think we all work full time, and I know Tom's retired, but Tom's got like 487 jobs that he volunteers for, and but like sometimes you just have to make that time. I just love when we can meet at 8:51, and Jim Hayes and I would go out for a drink after, or we go to coffee, and Tom and I did. It's hard, but you have to find time to do those things to get that extra level of communication to tie the ends up, right? And I think I just feel like the last year or so, it's been a lot of loose ends. And again, not to blame anybody.
all right, Breck, it should be there now. I apologize, but it's there.
Yeah, I got it. I'm looking at it.
So I mean, it doesn't. It's not a topic for now. I didn't realize. I was afraid, as we just heard, that the time was going to expire on this. And now we hear it's going to be in 3 days. So
Yeah, I'm double checking the date. But yeah, it's either the 13th or the 18th, but either way, we need to get it done
So
soon.
Friday.
And everything I've mentioned is already in there as an accomplishment. I don't know if the incomplete stuff we put in there, but I believe it's only the completed projects.
Well, of course,
So-
we're not gonna go to a year-end board meeting to tell them everything we didn't do. So I completely understand that. It was really meant for us to internally digest. How can we be better? And I when I say how can we, I mean we as technology committee, and I say we as management. We need to collectively, if technology is really a corner, every time I see a truck go by and I see technology as the first item on the bottom of the truck, I'm like, not really. These guys are not going out to bolster the technology pillar right now. They're putting up lawn chairs or something. it really doesn't have the emphasis that it should have, and that we wanted to have as when we joined this committee. So
And, I mean-
I'm gonna send it to you, Dom, also. Like I said, this is nothing hidden here. But this is not the final thing. The final thing has to come from Breck. I'm just a committee member.
And the other thing is too, I mean, I put out the community outreach. I don't know how successful you guys have been reaching out with other committees to see what their needs are or what their wants are. Forget needs, what their wants are, ask for the freaking moon, the sun, whatever. And then let's see if we can get at least something, a cloud. If you catch my meaning,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've had numerous conversations with the rec committee, and I'm a member, not the chair. There's just a lot of politics there on that rec committee as far as who gets access to what, and
yeah, and they, they are getting technologies.
Yeah,
They're
I
asking
know.
for technologies left, right, and center.
Yeah, they're also asking for croquet courts and stand tennis courts and a million different things. That's unfortunately the feedback I've been getting from when I talk to the committee members.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know who was out there for the football viewing at Lakeside. But yeah, that's another committee, that it didn't go as well as they expected it to. The vendor kind of screwed up a bit on that.
Yeah,
We
I
provided
saw-
the technology, but
I saw that. And yes, it's disappointing, but I don't think I don't look at IT, being you, Dom, or technology committee. This is an everyday process of hooking up a TV to a sound system. This is not something that really needs your level of expertise or us to participate. If they can't get it done, okay, sure, ask us and we will help. We're advanced thinkers, we're not tactical people, but we're more than happy. This is what I do every day, is get off my chair and go do something to help somebody who needs some help. We would have gladly helped the events committee or whoever it is that was having this technical problem. But it wasn't like a technology failing that they couldn't get the sound to work, with the TV. I think we know how to do that. And could have done it. We just didn't know that they needed help getting it done. So, I mean, I saw that and I felt bad about it, but I don't think it's a reflection on you or us.
yeah, no, that was just, poor vendor mishap on their part.
Yeah, I mean, if they turned on the lights and they didn't work, would we say that was a technology problem? I mean, that's the level of problem we're talking about here.
Yeah, and this is, I have the management people coming to me asking me for the technologies that we can use. And granted, it's great. And I've come up with tons of solutions for them on the operational side for day-to-day kind of things, but it would be nice to hear what the rec committee would like to see from us, the tech community. I have great ideas, but at the same time, if we understood as residents what we're looking for us to see, I think would be a better option. Because then we would say, hey, okay, well, technology wise, there's this out there. And I tell that to my team in the management side, and we go out and we get it done. But it's something that they've done on a day-to-day basis, and we're just using newer equipment. But to understand the bigger, grander scheme of scope or something that we would provide better would be to understand from both the technology group and the rec group, saying, hey, this is what rec committee is looking for. We as the technology group are saying, hey, we have all these things that we can do. What do you guys at the rec committee would like to do? Like to see? And then we as management can say, hey, as together, we've come up with all these parts. Board, do you guys all agree? You know?
Dom, do you talk to Nikki? I mean, Nikki's pretty in tune with everything.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I give her tons of suggestions,
Yeah.
and she's going out and buying the suggestions and getting the things that she needs to make it work for her. But obviously, you know, there's not everything we can always do that would be cost efficient. A vendor would be the best solution on some of these things. Sadly, the recommended vendor didn't stay up to Huff.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
Guys, I have
something.
to jump off.
Yeah, we've thrown out ideas.
I may have to jump off the call here.
No, go ahead, Andrew.
So, sorry to interrupt there. Yeah, just sorry. I'm just getting to a point here. I got to jump off the call, but yeah, I agree with everybody's comments there. And the other thing is you know, I'll take that email and I'll reply back to it as well. But I think other things to remember, you know, important, you know, not everything is instant gratification. Also, you know, we've spent a lot of time strategizing and working with other folks and putting together roadmaps for things in the future. So, you know, definitely we can use it as a learning experience, and we can continue to grow as a committee. But you know, we are doing some stuff out there too. So.
Yeah, and I can do better on keeping
meeting with Smart
updates.
City and Xfinity and everything. So I'm sorry, guys. I do need to jump off the call and to reconnecting with everybody here individually or as a group. Thanks.
Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah, Dom, I was just going to quickly say, like, over the last few years, we've had numerous conversations about Rec Pro, owner, going into Gallagher, maybe, you know, talking about having QR codes on the courts where you scan your phone and it checks you in for your hour, and the hour starts running down that you have the court, say the tennis court or something, or volleyball or the basketball. I mean, we've had a million discussions, you know, over that, and just the evolving back-end software systems have always been like the catalyst to, well, we have to wait and see what the back-end looks like, right? Which I think we brought up Rec Pro a couple of weeks ago. We talked a little bit about, but you know, I think that just goes into the loose end of conversations we've had and not come to anything, you know, concrete.
Yeah, I mean, for Rec Pro, they went through a Rec Pro called Day Smart, which is the Rec Pro replacement. And that I can say is needing some new discussions, but there are some products that we're working on the operational side. As soon as I can get you get a slide deck, I'll show you what I've been up to for operational, which could possibly get you that ONR vision that you guys were looking for. But it's still in the testing phase and discussion phase, so we're trying to figure it out, see if it actually will work. But as soon as I get that understood with day-to-day operations and see if it's worth using, because it will provide a good place for a lot of your information. So it would be like it'll add your Rec Pro and your events, and you can see your how should I say, the Monday Matters, Friday Flash type stuff will be in a standard user portal. They have an open API where we can work with GoGov and try to pull the API into this product. It's called Odo, and put it in as a page that they can see and submit tickets through the Odo customer portal, or resident portal, as we would call it for here. It'll be resident portal instead of a customer portal, and you get everything you need in there. So if you wanted to book an event for an amenity, or if you're wanting to purchase tickets for an event, it'll be all in one portal. It'll be a bit more intuitive. So we're looking at that, and we're looking at to see if it's viable to do an all in one place product. Once I know how that goes, in the sense for operations, then I'll show you guys what I've been doing on that aspect. But also, I think I will put how should I put it? A project list or to-do list of where we stand and when we discuss something. If it's sitting with management to go to the board, or is it sitting with me to get more documentation, and this way you guys have a place to see it in a Gantt chart instead of having it forgotten because we're too busy here on the operational side to get things done, and we don't get to meet as often as I've been told that you guys used to. So I know with Jose, you had weekly or bi-monthly meetings at Artisan. Here, I've been busy trying to get things done left, right, and center with bringing us up to 2021 technology, well, 2026 technology. We're replacing all the smart city phones with Unify phones. The cost savings on that was a 5-month ROI. So the money we spent on the new phones, we're getting it back by the cost savings on the phone charges. We were getting charged about $1,100 and change a month for the phone system, and we will drop down to about $210 per month for phones. So it's a big cost savings. So, I mean, there are some operational side of things that I'm keeping us busy, and that will be, some of those things will be on the accomplishments as well.
Well, one should be on the technology committee list of accomplishments because we have not heard anything about this.
I guess it's because I'll talk to Lauren. As long as it's technology we do, and operations or management side or committee side, it's all stuff we do.
Well, I don't know. Have you, this is going to be at the annual meeting, I assume,
Yes.
right? And well, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, we got a liaison sitting here, but any meetings that I've been to, each committee, the liaison gives a report as to what that committee has accomplished during the year. So you're broadening, and it's fine if that's what they want to do. But generally, it's something that the committee has had some involvement in. And that's the purpose of the report. As far as my only comment about, I'm just going to go back to this. My only comment about the voiceover, the VoIP phone conversion, I don't think anybody would even question that's the direction to go. Everybody landline phones POTS is dead. The telcos don't even support it. So we would all be fully on board and have agreed, and there we got no resistance. But again, this is a change in the direction of technology that in our buildings, the buildings that we own. This is something we should have heard about. We would have all nodded and said, absolutely, Dom, this is a great idea. But this shouldn't be something in passing that you're mentioning. Now we passed a resolution, the board passed a resolution that specifically enumerates that if it's a change in the technology direction, that we need to know about it. Not that we're going to vote on it or agree, but we need to be informed. So this is a classic case where it would have been like, of course, Dom, yes, go. Everybody's VoIP. Nobody's going to say we want Twisted Pair, but but we should know about it. We're changing directions. This is affecting our property. So, I mean, it's in the resolution. I mean, you saw it in the resolution, right? You're
Yeah,
aware.
it went through the board and the board approved it.
Well, but it shouldn't have even gotten to the board until we knew about it. We didn't even know it was happening.
Yeah, it's an operational product and it was.
Okay, well, we're gonna agree to disagree because I consider the technology shift. It's a minor one, but changes in technology direction of celebration that we own need to go past us. We don't have to approve it or agree to it, but we have to know about it. If we disagree, believe me, you will find out when we go to the board meeting and make it known that we disagree. That's our mechanism. But if we don't know about it, there was nobody from the technology committee at the board meeting to say, hey, we think this is a good idea, board, even though it's intuitively obvious that it is a good idea. It's just a matter of process. It's a process that we're not following. Sorry, I don't know what else to say.
I get your point, Tom. You're not wrong. So I think overall we probably could be better. There could be better communication, and I think to John's point, I think some of this might get lost in the fact that these virtual meetings. I think meeting in person. I think there was a lot more sharing of information freely than perhaps just that's accomplished in a monthly meeting. So I think it's a fair criticism. So
All right.
just a question on the other committees, Dom. I was looking through. It looks like everybody except for the rec committee and covenants. Nope, even covenants is virtual. Rec committee and who else?
Well, Covenants is not virtual. Covenants is private. It's not broadcasted.
Okay, well, I was just looking through the list. So the special events committee meets in CCFC,
Occasionally, yeah.
and then the rec committee has got listed as Heritage Hall as their meeting location. Is that still accurate, or?
And well, wherever there's room, yeah. It's it's whenever it's if there's no other things happening there. But they normally pick between Heritage and I think the other one is CCFC. So whichever one is available, that's one of the two places that they kind of meet. But lately it's been Heritage.
Okay, I'm just asking just because maybe I need to make more of a personal effort to either attend these meetings as myself as well, just as an introduction as during owners' comments, or to go there in person just for to shake hands. So I'm I guess pledging to do better myself. So
Okay.
all right. So I guess I don't know if we've already moved on to just committee comments. I think we've kind of discussed about community outreach. That's obviously something that's ongoing, and I myself need to do a better job as to outreaching myself. So I don't have any new information to share there as well. I know Andrew. I meant to touch base with him. I'll have to follow up with him later tonight or tomorrow to see if he's done anything. So we'll go ahead and move to committee comments. If we want to continue any additional discussions. It looks like it's at 6:39, so we've gone over. Do we want a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right, second. All right, I declare, I guess, this meeting adjourned for the month. I guess Bill, or not Bill, Tom, I'll read your email, and I'll reach out to Dom and then make sure that we get some kind of official response recorded before the end of the week. So
Okay, yeah, alrighty. All right, Brett, thanks.
Thanks, Greg.
Sounds good.